And a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another broadcast. Here we go. We have got volleyball action coming to you. This is Hanna Eagles taking on the Los Fresnos Lady Falcons, District 32 6A, two unbeatens on the line. And both coming in here and a big crowd on a Saturday. The JV game got early, and so the varsity game got started early. And thus is our story. So here we are in game two. Hanna's already knocked off the Lady Falcons in game one. 25-22 was your score in that one. And right now the Hanna Lady Eagles up by the score of 3-1. Lady Falcons to serve it up. They'll get it over in the net though. Another point for the Hanna Lady Eagles. This again featuring two unbeaten teams in district play. Hanna gets that over. Back set, big swing by the Lady Falcons. Hanna plays great defense, so my friends, they've dug a lot of big hits already coming right at you. Big swing again, blocked by the Lady Eagles, and another point for Hanna makes it a 5-1 game here in game two. Hanna out of the gate swinging away. Serve across, played by the Lady Falcons. Big high set, tipped over the block, covered though by the Lady Eagles, tipped over on the Los Fresnos side. Lady Falcons trying to get it going. Garcia with a big spike, and that's off the block for a point for the Lady Falcons. (25-22) was game one. This one comes over, another point for Hanna, makes it a 6-2 game. That serves in for an ace for the Lady Eagles. Hanna now up 7-2. Long rally on this point here. Eagles race over to play that. Back on the attack again. 7-2 ball game. Game two, big swing played by the Lady Falcons, tipped over, but right there the Lady Eagles back on the attack. That's blocked back at you. Pointless Fresnos. Garcia and Alford at the net for the block, makes it a 7-3 game. Game one was close before Hanna extended out to win it. It was tied at 16 apiece. Served by Garcia. Back set this time. The Lady Eagles get it over. Falcons tip it past the block and a point. Makes it a 7-4 game. That spike blocked back at you. Challenge at the net. Won by Hanna. Point Lady Eagles. (8-5) game. Game two. Falcons to serve it up. Just over the net. That's an ace. Makes it an 8-6 game. 8-7 game. Timeout on the court. Lady Eagles want to talk it over. They lead. They won game one. Back after this. Two unbeatens going at it here. Swing across, played by Hanna. Ball back at the net. Lady Falcons dig it out. Here come the Eagles back on the attack. High set, big swing, and down it goes. A kill for Odalis Gonzalez. 1 point game, 15-14 in game 2. Hanna won game 1, 25-22. Lady Eagles back to serve. Serve across by Aguero. Ball up the net for the Lady Falcons, played by the Eagles at the net. Challenge won there. Point Hanna. Ties us up at 15. Right back on top, Lady Falcons. Up 16-15. Hanna goes on the attack, set it up. Tipped over by Gonzalez. Back tap for Halford, gets it over. Played by the Lady Eagles, go on the attack, setting up Vivian Izagiri. That's played over. Izagiri now with the pass. High set, Gonzalez, middle, puts it away. Lady Eagles back on the offensive. Ties it up at 16. Gonzalez rotates back to the service line. Checking in the game for the Lady Eagles, Natalie Davila. Game 2 here, best of 5. Lady Eagles won the first one. Nice set for Halford. Back row play by Gonzalez. Set it up this time, back right side. Delgado kept that alive for the Lady Falcons and gains the point. Los Fresnos back on top, 17-16. Hanna Castillo serves it over, played by the Lady Eagles. Back set this time, that's Davila, and she'll put it away down the line. Point for Davila, ties it up at 17 apiece. Lady Eagles back on the attack, Vivian Izagiri at the service line. That's over, played by the Lady Falcons. High set, back set, Gabby Cuevas tries to put it away, nothing there. Hanna's defense is there. That's blocked at the net by Stambaugh. Ball still alive, Lady Falcons ease it over. Chance here for Hanna to go on the attack. Cross set, Arsenault off the net. Big swing, Delgado back there to dig that. Set it up now at the net, big swing this time, just off the mark. Point Hanna. Alexandria Garcia was eyeing the back row on that. It just edged out of bounds. 1 point lead, Lady Eagles. Falcons on the attack. Stambaugh swings away. And a point for the Lady Falcons. They tie it up. 18 apiece here in game 2. Adame back to serve for the Lady Falcons. Good crowd here on hand for this one. Lady Falcons and Lady Eagles. Ball up at the net. Arsenault tips it over. Tipped over again. They'll call it in the net. $18 apiece. Now 19-18. Hanna on top. Our thanks again to the fans that are tuning in watching this game. We've got a big crowd also watching that Harlingen game up at Midland. My thanks again to Billy Watson for putting that together. We were up early this morning assisting him in getting all set up. And then we were moving over to Harlingen to help my wife get set up for the Harlingen South football game. And then Jake and I landed here. 19-18 the score. Lady Falcons on the attack, get it over. Played by Hanna, they'll set it up middle. Arsenault swings away, blocked by Stambaugh. Ball back on the Hanna side. Now Los Fresnos goes on the attack. Second hit over. Easily played on the back row by Angelina Castillo. Big swing for the Lady Eagles. Dug out that time nicely by Hanna Castillo. Ball back on the Hanna side. Lady Eagles leading one, and Arsenault tips it over. Played. Falcons on the attack. Tipped over. Played by the Lady Eagles. Back row set this time. Castillo puts it over. Delgado digs it again. Stambaugh tips it past the block. Covered nicely by Natalie Arnold at the front row for Hanna. Ball over on the Los Fresnos side. High set this time. Big swing left side, and a point for the Lady Falcons. Victoria Garcia LeBron with the kill. Ties it up at 19. Isis Delgado back at the service line. Delgado serves that across. Played by the Lady Eagles. Arsenault gets it over, but here come the Lady Falcons. Chance to take the lead. Again, they go back over. LeBron puts it over, and a point for the Lady Falcons. They take the lead. 20-19. Lady Falcons lost the first one. Lady Eagles won it 25-22. This is game two. Big swing. Arsenault puts it away. Ties it up at 20. Ari Arsenault with the kill. This resembles game one. You would expect this may go 5, and all 5 may be this close right down the line. Vena Otero back to serve. Gets it over for Hanna. Delgado with a nice pass. High set by Villarreal. That's over on the second hit. Point Los Fresnos. Heads up play that time by Villarreal. Falcons on top 1. Villarreal rotates off the front row to the back to serve. Garcia checks into game at the front of the net. Off the net. Diving play. Nothing doing. Castillo trying to keep it alive. That's an ace. 22-20, Lady Falcons on top. Timeout call by the Lady Eagles. I'll walk away. The camera will keep rolling. This is Real Sports Live. (24-21) game. Another serve for the Lady Eagles. Lady Falcons play that over. Eagles trying to keep this game alive. Falcons trying to take game two and even this thing up. Point, Hanna. 2-point game, 24-22. Arsenault back to serve. Lady Eagles need a couple in a row. Next point for the Falcons, wins it. here for game 2. Good pass, high set by Villarreal. Halford tries to put it away. Ball back on the Los Fresnos side. Villarreal again, a high set. Tipped over, down the line, that's a point. And the Lady Falcons have knotted this up in a game apiece. 25-22 back after this.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times, celebrating every triumph and lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close. Of wanting
To making history. This close to changing the world.
We are this close.
This close. This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again.
This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Hino Gas is a proud supporter of Valley High School sports and academics. We encourage you to be prepared for the fall and winter season. Visit hinogas.com to get your propane discount. At Hino Gas, we're here to help. Call us today.
The new location for Children's Depot in Westaco is the third facility within our family, offering high-quality education and infant care. Classrooms are filling fast, so take advantage of open enrollment today. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Children's Depot, the education station.
Stop today at 523 Printing, one block from UTRGV in Edinburgh. For copies, school marketing, or fundraising materials, it's the place for printing needs. Business cards, labels, invitations, letterheads, signs, banners, and more. Call 523 Printing today.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here, this is game 3. One game apiece here as we head to this third game. Each team has scored a point. 1-1 your score. Moisture on the floor back on the Hanna side. Big crowd on hand for this one. Hanna brought a ton. Los Fresnos brought a ton. Both teams coming in here unbeaten in district play. Still attending the moisture on the floor over there. And now we're ready to roll. Service time for the Lady Falcons. Victoria Garcia LeBron puts that over. On the back row, Lady Eagles will keep that alive. Back on the Los Fresnos side. Garcia off the net, tips it past the block, played by Hanna. Lady Eagles at the net, big swing, and a point for Hanna. Odalis Gonzalez with the kill. Serving again for Hanna now. Ariel Aguero puts it into play. Short serve, played by the Lady Falcons, a high set. Cuevas puts that over. Played nicely by Hanna. From the back row, eased over by Otero. Down the line in the corner for a point. From the back row, Otero scores. (3-1) Eagles on top. Serve over. Played by Los Fresnos. That's on the back row. That's in. Point Lady Falcons, and right back at you. Point score from the back row. We're in game 3 of this best-of-5 series. Garcia back at the service line. Just across. That's an ace. Lady Falcons tie it up. Garcia to serve again. Puts it over, Hanna. Chance here for Los Fresnos. Garcia with a pass via Real. Sets it near the net. Stambaugh gets it over. Hanna can go on the offensive. High set, over it comes, hit by Izagiri. That's in the net though. Point, Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons up 1, 4-3 here in game number 3 of this best-of-5. Ball up near the net, jump set, big swing by Gonzalez, and she'll put it away again. Odalis Gonzalez with a kill. Tie game at 4 apiece. Gonzalez rotates back to serve for the Hanna Lady Eagles. We're in Los Fresnos on a Saturday. That serve is a good one. Played by the Lady Falcons, back set, and great job that time by Tate Halpert of finding an open spot down the line. Lady Falcons back up 1. Serve across, a good one, a deep serve played by Hanna. Big hit by Davila, played though. Lady Falcons set it up and Cuevas puts it over. Played by the Lady Eagles, kept alive. Second hit, Stambaugh there to block it, tipped it. Now they'll keep it control. On the back rope, played again by Hanna. Big swing this time. Delgado keeps that one alive. Ball over on the Hanna side. Ball back over on the Los Fresnos side. Lady Falcons looking for the point. Big block though for Hanna, scores the point. Knots us up at 5 apiece. The official is now going to talk to the back row line operator. Ball at the net, played by the Lady Falcons. Here come the Eagles on the attack again. Set up Arsenal this time. Puts it down. That's out of bounds. Lady Falcons back up on top here in game 3. Substitutions checking in the game for Los Fresnos. Alexandria Garcia checks out. That means Victoria Garcia LeBron checks back in. Adame to serve. Lady Eagles on the attack. Set it up Arsenal this time. That's too strong. Off the back row. Point Lady Falcons. Falcons up a couple. Neither team has run away from the other in either of the first 2 games. Adame's serve is a good one. Hanna will set it up. Fernandez puts it over. Falcons on the attack. LeBron puts it right on the Hanna side. Punched over. That's just out of bounds. Point Los Fresnos. And they're up 3. 3-point leads are big between these 2 teams. Unbeaten in district play coming into this action. Lady Eagles back set it, big swing, and that's blocked right back at you. Emma Stamball with a block. 4-point lead for Los Fresnos. You kind of sense a timeout coming on the Hanna side. They came out swinging, won game 1, 25-22. Lady Falcons came back to get game 2. Here in game 3, down in the corner, nice placement that time by Ari Arsenal. That gets Adame off the service line for Hanna. Now they'll serve it up. Fernandez to serve, gets it over the net, played by the Lady Falcons. LeBron puts that over, played by Gonzalez on the back row. Back set this time, over by Davila. Falcons will get it back on the Hanna side and nearly get the point. Punch back over, heads up play by Arsenal at the net. Nice coverage that time of the block. Back row, Delgado. Tipped over by LeBron, punched up again by the Lady Eagles. Defensively, they are covering everything hit at them right now. Arsenal tips it past the block. Stamball was there. Adame puts it over. Hanna back on the attack. Arsenal again. Blocked back at you by Stamball. Again on the attack. This time Eagles just ease it over. Villarreal sets it up. LeBron looking for the middle. Nice coverage on the back row by Akero. Ball back on the Hanna side. Another long rally. Eagles set it up. Back set and just out of bounds. Point Lady Falcons. They go up 4. Lady Eagles on the attack. High set for Stamball. Past the block and down and in for a point for Los Fresnos. Emma Stamball. Timeout call by the Lady Eagles. Back after this.
So the Education Station is a Texas Rising Star 4-star facility which is the highest rating in quality care. A Texas school-ready facility with certified teachers and a pre-K partnership with Wesco ISD. Children's Depot, the Education Station.
Trevino's Restaurant in Edinburgh, now serving quality, fresh, delicious food. Treat your taste buds and enjoy the relaxing atmosphere. Join us from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, Friday and Saturday until midnight. Trevino's. I want to welcome you back here on RioSportsLive.com. Jake Howell going to the rafters with us on that one, my friends. We're high above the bleachers here in Los Fresnos, Texas on a Saturday. Our thanks again. I want to send a shout out to Billy Watson, who traveled from Texas Tech University over to assist us with the broadcast of the Harlingen game. We put him up last night in the Odessa Midland area. He was there to cover Los Fresnos last night. We ran into a exclusive rights situation for a radio station that covers Odessa Permian. We weren't advised of that until after we got there, after he got in, after he got approved and what booth he was going to, and after he set up the broadcast. That's when we were told, oh, we didn't realize it was exclusive. Hanna on the attack here in game 3, punched over by Arsenal. That's going to be in the net. Both teams reset this. Isis Delgado back to serve for Los Fresnos. Puts that over. Played by Hanna. They'll set it up. Tipped over. Garcia was there to block it. Point Hanna as that one gets just off the mark. Makes it 11-7 game. Back to serve is Vena Otero. That's in the net. Teams like this, you just don't want to give up free points in the net on service errors. Los Fresnos up 5. They battle back to win game 2 of this best of 3. This is game 3. Eagles get that over, pounded by Garcia, and that's a point for Los Fresnos. And Jasmine Garcia, who had a strong Tuesday, continues. 13-7 ball game. Villarreal to serve. Deep serve played by the Hanna Eagles. Garcia off the net this time, puts it over. Arsenal for the Eagles. Here come the Lady Falcons. Garcia again. Nice back row play by Tabitha Fernandez. Ball on the Los Fresnos side. Lady Falcons trying to set it up. Off the net, that's LeBron. Back on the attack, Arsenal. Off the block, point, Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons up 7. Sarah Villarreal back at the service line. Played by Hanna. High set for Arsenal this time. Got it off the block and a point right back at you for Hanna. Arsenal that time with a little extra behind that hit. Caromed it off the blockers and off for the point for the Lady Eagles, who find themselves down 6 as Arsenal goes back to the service line. Arsenal serves it up. Good pass. Set up Garcia. Down in the corner, but they call that, well, one judge called it out, one judge called it in. They'll award the point to Los Fresnos. Serve across. Played by the Lady Eagles off the net. Punched over. Falcons on the attack. Big swing. That's off the mark by Cuevas. Played by the Eagles. Falcons on the attack again. To Villarreal. Jump set. Garcia puts it away. Garcia hammering away. 16-8 lead. Jasmine Garcia, you can see just more and more confidence on her side of things. Timeout called by the Lady Eagles. Lady Falcons in control of game 3. We're all knotted up at 1 game apiece. Back after this.
Hello, I am Javier Salinas, your school board president. To all the teachers and staff at ECISD, we want to welcome you and have a great 2018-2019 school year. And for all our students, create those memories and have fun. Go ECISD!
Children's Depot, the education station, is a Texas Rising Star 4-star facility which is the highest rating in quality care. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call today for pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 enrollment.
Back here, back to action. District 32 6A volleyball coming at you on a Saturday. Jasmine Garcia tips it over for the Lady Falcons. Ball at the net. Jump set, big serve. Odalis Gonzalez spiked that one down and in. Point, Lady Eagles. (16-9) game. Serve for the Eagles is over, and that's an ace. Served up by Ariel Acaro. Makes it a 16-10 game. Falcons on the attack. Garcia looks for another spot, and it pays off. She went cross angle, right to left, and got the point. Garcia rotates back at the service line. Jasmine Garcia for Los Fresnos with pace on that serve. Second hit still from the back row. Lady Falcons on the attack. Villarreal, high set middle, stand ball off the block. Nice job by Gonzalez to challenge that. Big swing, block back at you, it goes out of bounds. Tip, they'll say, by the Eagles, and a point to Los Fresnos. Makes it an 18-10 game. Now they'll award the point to Hanna. Say that went off the block. Now both teams are going to lobby that was off the other team's hand last. $17-11 game. That score is right. Back to serve, Odalis Gonzalez for Hanna. Just over the net, and that's an ace. 5-point game. Lady Falcons with the lead. Serve across by Hanna. Villarreal, back set this time. Stambaugh puts it over. Check that, that's Halford. Set up now for Stambaugh, and she puts it away. Emma Stambaugh with a kill. 18-12, Falcons on top here in game number 3. Hanna won the first one. Los Fresnos won the second. We're sitting here staring at game number 3. Serve across, good, played at the net, ball over. Villarreal became a hitter on that play. Point, Los Fresnos. 7-point lead represents the biggest lead for either of these teams in this game. Serve across coming. And that's an ace served up by Hanna Castillo. (20-12) your score. Castillo to serve again for the Lady Falcons. That's over. Played by Hanna. Ball up at the net, swung over. Played on the back row by the Lady Falcons. Still on the back row. Over, out of bounds it goes. Point Hanna. 7-point game. Back to serve for the Hanna Lady Eagles is Vivian Izaguirre. That's over. That's near an ace, played by Los Fresnos. They'll get it over. Hanna can go on the attack here. A high set for Arsenal. Tipped it past the block. Nice coverage that time. Villarreal becomes the hitter, tips it over. Played by the Lady Eagles. Good job by O'Hale getting that one. Ball back in the hands of Los Fresnos. Big swing this time, looking down the line. Cuevas, that's out of bounds. 6-point game. Ariel Acero to serve for the Lady Falcons. We'll check that for the Lady Eagles. Gets it over. That is just out of bounds. Point Los Fresnos. Adame back to serve for Los Fresnos. Gets that over. On the back row, Hanna will try to get it forward. Arsenal tips it over past the block. Adame kept it alive. Back over on the Hanna side. Out of bounds it goes. Point Lady Eagles. Sylvana Adame did everything she could to keep that ball alive. Lady Eagles trying to battle back. They trail 6. Served over. Lady Falcons. Second hit, Villarreal races over to set that up to LeBron. That's over. Here come the Eagles on the attack. Arsenal off the block. Stambaugh there becomes a setter. Garcia LeBron gets it over and down and in. Point for Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons up 7. Seven-point game. Isis Delgado back to serve for the Lady Falcons. Gets it over. On the attack, big swing by Arsenault. That's down and in for a point for Hanna. Ari Arsenault on the attack. Six-point game. Back to serve is Vena Otero. Otero gets that over. That's too deep. Out of bounds it goes. Another service there. Makes it a 7-point game. Sarah Villarreal back at the service line for the Lady Falcons. Gets it over. On the back row. Set up to Gonzalez. Puts that over. Los Fresnos there to cover it. Ball in the middle. Hanna watches that one sail out of bounds. Point Lady Eagles. Off pace that time. The Lady Falcons of Los Fresnos. Ari Arsenault back to serve for Hanna. Meanwhile, there's moisture on the floor. 6-point game. We're ready to go with the next serve. That's over. Played by the Lady Falcons. A jump set by Villarreal becomes a second hit over. Eagles on the attack. That's blocked back at you. And a point for Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons just intense here in game 3. Now a point away from putting this one away. Hanna Castillo checks back in the game. Serve over is deep and out of bounds. Lady Eagles, though, have to score 6 in a row to keep this game alive. The next point for the Lady Falcons puts them in the driver's seat. They won game 2. They are knotted up at 1 game apiece here in this series. Serve over by Hanna, a deep serve. Played by the Lady Falcons, set it up for Alford, tips it past the block. Played nicely by the Lady Eagles. Tipped over again. Alford punches it up. Villarreal sets it up. Big swing by Cuevas. Diving play over on the right side by Castillo. Ball back on the Los Fresnos side. Delgado to Villarreal to Garcia. Block back at you. Gonzalez keeps the game going. 5-point game. Back to serve is Ariel Aquero. High set by Villarreal. Cuevas puts it away in the corner. Falcons win game 3, 25-19. They now lead 2-1. Game 4 after this.
I opened Alex Ron with the intention to give people in Brownsville and those who visit us a very unique experience in the area of retail. We saw the need to give people a personal experience that only a boutique could provide. Here in Alex and Raw, what we work for is searching for different pieces, textures we bring from India, from Mexico, trying to make this a different experience. The people to find treasures here in their own valley. It's a pleasure to welcome everybody and making them a part of our family. We invite you to discover Brownsville. You can't miss it.
The performing arts, the visual arts. You can find it all at McAllen ISD.
Jake Howell on the camera once again is riding into the rafters, my friends. We're in Los Fresnos, Texas on a Saturday afternoon. I'm Joe Bowling with you. Thanks again for joining us. Live action here as we head to game 4 of this best-of-5 series. Football action in Harlingen. The Harlingen South Hawks trailing Odessa High 37-10. Midland on top of Harlingen's Cardinals on the road. We got that as a broadcast game as well. We've got this one going on. We wanted to get out and cover that Hanna game. Hanna's on top in that football game, 14-13 in San Antonio. Here we go into game 4 between Hanna and Los Fresnos. Hanna won game 1. Los Fresnos has won the next 2. Game 4 starting up here. See if Jake can zoom in on some of this crowd dancing around, having some fun out there. Meanwhile, we're ready to go with the first serve of game 4. Officials are setting everything up. Checking out the rotation is in the proper set. It'll be the Lady Eagles serving. Julissa Molina into the game to serve to start game 4. Molina serves it up, away we go. Lady Falcons on the attack, set up Garcia. Nice play this time by Castillo. Big swing by Arsenal, puts it away. First point of game 4 belongs to the Lady Eagles. Game 4 starts off with a bang. Serve over by Molina. Good pass, high set. Lady Falcons tip it over though. Eagles on the attack. Second hit over. Delgado to cover that as the libero. Castillo sets it up. Garcia LeBron gets it over on the Hanna side. Point ties it up. All knotted up at 1 each. Back to serve. Sarah Villarreal for the Lady Falcons. One game. The officials talking things over. Having some discussion here. Reminding you again, we've got football action coming tonight from Brownsville. Meaning we'll knock off 3 football games. We wanted to do the San Benito game. The only clearance we get from San Benito is that we can do it if we're sitting in the bleachers. It's supposed to rain. We'll be right back.
For over 65 years, VTX1 Companies has called South Texas home. And that means more to us than just being in a community. It means being part of the community. Through the good times and the hard times. Celebrating every triumph. And lending a helping hand whenever we can. From farm to city and neighbor to neighbor, VTX1 Companies is there, bringing friends, families, businesses, and communities closer together. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Back here, back to action. The officials had an extended conversation over there. Meanwhile, Los Fresnos went to the service line. Got a couple of points in a row and are serving with a 2-point lead. Villarreal back at the service line. Lady Eagles go on the attack. Odalis Gonzalez rifles one home for a point. Makes it a 3-2 game. That Harlingen football game just went into the 4th quarter. Ball over in the corner. Played up near the net. Big swing, blocked back at you by Hanna. Ball still alive though. Los Fresnos over on the Hanna side. Arsenal with the pass, set for Gonzalez, off the block. Garcia was there to block that for Los Fresnos. Tipped over the block this time, but that's out of bounds. Lady Falcons back up 2. Now they won games 2 and 3 here. A win here for Los Fresnos. And they become the only unbeaten team left in 32-6A. Here still in the first round of district play. (5-2) ball game. Make it a 6-2 game now as the Lady Falcons are up 4. They have found new life since dropping game 1. Ball over, Hanna gets the point there. Lady Eagles up 6-3. Back to serve is Ariel Aquero. Puts that over with some pace. Nice pass by Delgado. Villarreal sets it up. Cuevas off the hit, or that's Halford off the hit. Block back at you. Point Hanna. Lady Eagles cut it to 2. Back of the service line. Aquero puts that over. Nice pass forward for the Lady Falcons. That ball goes out. Point to Lady Falcons of Los Fresnos. Good pass forward that time by Alexandria Garcia. Back to serve now, Isis Delgado for Los Fresnos. That is an ace. 8-4 Los Fresnos. Delgado to serve again. Good pass. High set for the Lady Eagles. Gonzalez covered nicely by the Lady Falcons again. Big swing this time. Block back at you, but off the block. It's a point for Hanna. On a kill by Vivian Izaguirre. Gonzalez back to serve. Just out of bounds. So now Hanna trading points back and forth with Los Fresnos. The Lady Falcons, though, enjoy a 4-point lead. Cuevas to serve, drop the ball. She'll get a chance to reserve that. Some confetti made its way back there near the service line. Ready to serve is Hanna Castillo. Puts that over. Hanna on the attack. Set it up. Down the line, looking for the corner, but just out of bounds by Davila. 5-point lead for Los Fresnos. Castillo to serve again. Good pass this time. Eagles on the attack. Davila this time. Delgado tried to keep it alive, nothing doing. Point Hanna makes it a 10-6 game. Serving again is Izaguirre. More moisture on the floor. They'll attend to that. Meanwhile, waiting to serve is Vivian Izaguirre. Hanna won the first game, which is the first game anybody's beaten this Los Fresnos team in any of the best of 5 series. Lady Falcons have responded with winning the next two. Punched over by Davila. Nice play by Castillo to keep that alive. Eagles on the attack. Set up Arsenal off the net this time. Delgado back on the back row to Villarreal. Sets it up, and that's Cuevas. Put over on the Hanna side. Again, Arsenal tips this over. Middle, Castillo. Villarreal. Stand ball. Back row. Just out of bounds. 3-point game. Good service round this time for Vivian Izaguirre. She'll get this one over. Played by the Lady Falcons. Second hit is over. Good play by Caro to keep that alive. Falcons get a chance. Good set by Villarreal. Stand ball tips it past the block. Arsenal there becomes the hitter now. Swings away. Delgado to dig that on the back row for Los Fresnos. Cuevas puts it over. Here come the Eagles on the attack middle. Davila blocked back at you by Stambaugh. Point Los Fresnos. Emma Stambaugh standing tall in the middle of the net with a block. Lady Falcons back up 4. Giovanna Adame back to serve. And again, this is where, in games I broadcast, this Los Fresnos team finds a way to score a lot of points when Giovanna Adame is at the service line. Gets this first serve across. Gonzalez with a pass. High set for Arsenal. Swings away. Castillo there to play that off the back row. Ball up at the net. Arsenal tips it over. Ball over on the Hanna side. Right back at you. And a point for the Lady Falcons on a block. .12-8 game. Again, the Eagles just keep just trading points. If they're not careful, Los Fresnos is going to run away. There's a point for the Falcons. They're up 5. Timeout on the floor. Hanna wants to talk it over. Back after this.
The Harlingen Downtown District has a bit of everything, my friends, and here's an invitation for you to visit and experience a friendly environment with a taste of local business and a variety of shopping, dining, and entertainment throughout the year. Vintage shops loaded with collectibles from the past, dining that caters to all, boutiques, quilting, salons, live entertainment, and don't forget about market days on the first Saturday of each month on Jackson Street and Art Night the last Friday of the month. It's the Harlingen Downtown District, and the invitation is for you. Shop Downtown Harlingen today.
Thanks again for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon. High school volleyball coming your way. Hanna taking on the Los Fresnos Lady Falcons. This is game 3. Check that game 4 of a best-of-5 series. Hanna won the first game. The next 2 taken care of by the Lady Falcons here at home. After the timeout, Lady Falcons will be serving. Emma Stambaugh puts that over. Hanna punches it on the back row. Stambaugh to Villarreal, sets it up. Garcia LeBron puts it on the Hanna side. Tipped over again. Good play by Stambaugh. Villarreal races over, keeps it alive. Good set here. Should get a point, and it does. Point for Arsenal. Four-point game. Serve over. Played by the Lady Falcons. Garcia will punch that over. Eagles go on the attack. Ball at the net, tipped over. Played by the Lady Falcons, tipped over. Nice play there. Eagles on the attack, set up Arsenal. Big swing off the block. Point, Lady Eagles. 3-point game. Harlingen Cardinals just had a kickoff return for a touchdown in that game. Billy Watson broadcasting that one for us up in the Harlingen Midland game. 13-10 the score here. Game 4 of a best-of-5 series. Lady Falcons at the net, get it over. Hanna on the attack. Set it up. Arsenault swings away. Another point. 2-point game. Next serve up by Molina. That's in the net. Point Los Fresnos. And just like that, they're back up 3. Back to serve is Sarah Villarreal. Villarreal to serve it up here. 3-point game. Gets it over. Played by the Lady Eagles. A high set. Gonzalez. Villarreal right there to dig that. Garcia puts it over. Hanna back on the attack again. Arsenault has to ease it over. Falcons on the attack. Block back at you. Point Hanna. (14-12) the score. Lady Falcons on the attack. Jasmine Garcia, that's off the block, and a point for Los Fresnos. Jasmine Garcia with a kill. 3-point game. Back to serve is Alexandria Garcia for the Lady Falcons. Meanwhile, they got a stoppage in play. Someone down taking some photos, had a flash going, I guess. Three-point game. This is game 4. Lady Falcons have won 2 of 3 thus far. Falcons get a chance here. Villarreal sets it up. And it's blocked back at you by Gonzalez for a point. 2-point game. Lady Eagles rotate back. Angela Castillo to serve. Check that. She'll hand it off to Ariel Aquero. Aquero waits. She'll now bring this serve over. This is the point where Hanna needs a couple points in a row and get back in this. Good pick on the back row that time. Off the net. Played over. Los Fresnos. Villarreal sets up. Halford tries to block it. Point Hanna. 1-point game. Aquero to serve for the tie here in game 4. Lady Falcons on the attack. Good set, Cuevas. It's partially blocked, played by Hanna. High set for Gonzalez. Hammers it away. Point, we're tied. Odalis Gonzalez ties it up. Timeout call by Los Fresnos. All tied up here in game number 4. Back after this.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Back here at Los Fresnos on a Saturday afternoon. Our thanks again to Los Fresnos School District for providing us an opportunity to broadcast this game. For Hanna as well, assisting us and allowing us to broadcast games in the Brownsville area and also when they're on the road. We got some basketball meetings coming up this week and a lot of basketball coverage coming your way for Real Sports Live fans. beginning as early as November. Tournament coming up in October we're going to cover. We'll talk about that later. Gonzalez puts that out of bounds. Lady Falcons back on top. Lady Eagles racing over to try to get that ball over. They will. Falcons looking for the good set. Villarreal. Halford puts it over. Back on the attack. Big swing this time by the Lady Eagles, and that's a lift and a point. Alexis Alvarez with a kill. Tie game. Eagles looking for the lead. Gonzalez serve is over. Delgado there to pass it to Villarreal. Sets up Halford. Played on the back row by Castillo. That's off the net. Point Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons up 1. Again, no room for error for Hanna. Falcons win this one. They take the day. Serve over, a good one. Played by the Eagles. A high set. Big swing. Played by Delgado. Set it up. Cuevas. That's in. Point Los Fresnos. Lady Falcons back up a couple. Castillo to serve. Deep serve. Played by Hanna. High set, looking for Davila, tips it over this time. Los Fresnos there to cover that. Cuevas tips it over. Point Los Fresnos. Castillo to serve again. Good pass this time by Gonzalez up near the net. Challenge. Ball alive on the Los Fresnos side. Stambaugh sets it up for Villarreal. Over on the Hanna side. Lady Eagles set up Davila off the block. Point. Hanna needed that point. 2-point game. Falcons on the attack here. Villarreal with a back set for Cuevas. Big swing, but out of bounds it goes. Lady Eagles get a chance to tie this up here. Back to serve, Vivian Izaguirre. Trying to extend this to a 5th game. The Lady Eagles need to somehow take this one. Stambaugh called for a lift. We're all tied up. Tied up. Lady Eagles looking for the lead. Serve over by Izaguirre. Second hit over. Eagles set it up for Arsenal. Challenge at the net. Still alive. Ball punched over again. Lady Falcons on the attack. Set up Villarreal. Back corner. That's out of bounds. Hanna takes the lead. Game 4 here of this best of 5. Izaguirre serves it away. Second hit still on the back row. Chance here for Hanna to build on the lead. High set for Arsenal. Swings away. Out of bounds it goes. Just missed hit the run. All tied at 20. Back to serve is Adame. Played by the Lady Eagles at the net. Down it goes. Point for Natalie Davila. Eagles up 1. Fernandez to serve. Gets it over. Played by the Lady Falcons. Tipped over. Played by the Lady Eagles. High set. Tipped over. Good job by Castillo to keep that one alive. Eagles with a good pass here. Could set up a point. Jump set. Arsenal gets it over. Falcons could tie it right here. And they do. Emma Stambaugh ties it up. 21 apiece. Back to serve is Emma Stambaugh for Los Fresnos. This is game 4. They won games 2 and 3 after Hanna took the first. That's out of bounds off the back row. Falcons up 1. Stambaugh serves again. Castillo, a good pass this time. Set up Arsenault, tips it past the block, easily covered. Ball over on the Hanna side again. Set it up this time for Arnold. Point Hanna, ties it up at 22. Back to serve is Julissa Molina. Molina gets it over. Lady Falcons on the attack. Villarreal sets up Garcia, and in the back corner, that's in. Lady Falcons up 1, 23-22. Villarreal back to serve. Hanna can ill afford to give up a point right here. Villarreal to serve it up. From the back row, Lady Eagles get it forward. Gonzalez off the block, ties it up. As Fresnos wanted to put it away right there. Arsenault now back to the service line for Hanna. Gets that over. Lady Falcons with a jump set up Halford. Ball back over on the Hanna side. Falcons on the attack again. Center set. Garcia puts it away again. Falcons up 1. Chance to end it right here. Timeout called by Hanna. Back after this. Crowd making some noise, having some fun over on the Los Fresnos side. Lady Falcons up 1, 24-23. This is game 4 of a best-of-5 series, meaning the Lady Falcons are 1 point away from putting this one to bed. Alexandria Garcia back at the service line to serve it up for Los Fresnos. Garcia gets it over. The short serve played by Castillo. Set it up for Gonzalez off the block. Garcia there to dig that. Villarreal sets up Garcia, and Jasmine Garcia wins it. Big hitting down the stretch. Jasmine Garcia. Lady Falcons win it 3-1. 25-23 your final score. Hanna came out swinging, got the first game. Los Fresnos takes the next 3. This is just the first round of district play in District 32-6A. When it's all said and done, these two teams may be the last two standing for the district title. Right now, Los Fresnos, though, remains unbeaten in district play. Hanna falls for a first time. It's going to wrap up our broadcast. We're going to see what we can do to get over to that San Benito game and maybe get you some football action. From Los Fresnos, final here, Falcons win it 3-1. Till next time, I'm Joe Bowling for RioSportsLive.com. So long.